Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope for the 20th Sunday of Ordinary Time. This is another special weekend for the province of St. Albert the Great. Last weekend, as you know, we had a simple profession and an ordination. Tonight, we received 6 young men into our novitiate in Denver, Colorado, and I am so happy to be able to be with them, where I will be able to vest them in their habits. These celebrations are such signs of hope for the province. And yet, as special as they are, they're not about us. They are about the preaching. And the preaching for the 20th Sunday of Ordinary Time has to do with mercy, has to do with compassion. We hear it from the first reading of Isaiah, we hear it in Paul's letter to the Romans, and we hear it from a pretty tough gospel of St. Matthew. In the Gospel of St. Matthew, Jesus and his disciples are walking, doing their thing, when a woman, a Canaanite woman, calls out and begs Jesus to help her because her daughter is possessed by demons. Unlike Jesus in every other passage that we know, Jesus ignores her, just walks away. And she keeps calling out, and the disciples get impatient and say, "Tell her to stop yet coming after us." And she insists, and she persists, and she goes to Jesus again. And he says that awful, difficult to hear line about the need to not throw to the dogs what belongs to the children of Israel. And then she comes back at him and said, "But even dogs eat the scraps from their master's table." And he says, "Woman, you have great faith. Let it be done as you ask." What's so interesting to me is that the story isn't just about mercy. The story is about her right to demand it, her persistence, her bold humility that actually changed Jesus and broadened his own self-concept of his purpose and his role. Many people today, my friends, are demanding justice. We hear that. We hear it on the news every day. People are demanding justice, and many of them have a right to demand it. Many of the underprivileged have a right to demand equality and justice. And sometimes it's difficult for the privileged to hear it. But the gospel requires that we do. For me, I believe today's word of hope might lie in becoming the hope for someone else, especially those less privileged than many of us are. God bless you.